Hello everyone, this is a tech talk on Puppet, a configuration management tool. Why do we need configuration management tool is because we need to keep track of what programs are installed on various systems in the infrastructure and when upgrades might be necessary. Configuration management tool handles all these systematically and maintains integrity over time. The two types of configuration management approaches, push and pull. Push, a central server contacts the nodes with the updates periodically, and in pull, nodes request for updates from the server using an agent, and server replies to them with the updates if there are any. Puppet is a configuration management tool that uses pull approach. It uses master slave architecture, and it can also work with masterless architecture. Primary components of Puppet are Puppet Master and Puppet Agents. Puppet Agents queries Puppet Master, and Puppet Master receives the queries and sends the status reports from the Puppet Agents. Uh, Puppet Agents run the command sent by the master. Puppet has a very great reporting and analytics tool available. It has a web UI that shows logs of what has happened and what has changed over time. Puppet DB is something that holds information about all the nodes in the infrastructure. This is a master-slave communication process. So, for the first time when the slave tries to contact master, the master has to authenticate it, and authentication is done using SSL. Puppet slave requests for the certificate, and Puppet master provides a certificate. Once the slave has a certificate, it can request for the data, and then the Puppet master sends the configuration data to the slave. Once SSL is established between Puppet master and slave, what happens is slave sends the fact to the master. Facts include information about the slave system like IP address or operating system and stuff like that. And using that information, Puppet master decides what configurations are to be done on the slave. And so it sends a catalog containing the configuration data. Once a configuration is done, Puppet slave sends back a report to Puppet master indicating the configuration is complete. These are the components of Puppet. Resources combined to form classes. Classes can be used in any number of manifest files. Manifest files can be bundled up to form a module. So what is a resource? Resource is anything from file, cron job, services, packages, anything that describes some aspect of the system, like a specific service or a package. This is a syntax of a resource, and here is how we describe a file type resource. Next is class. Class is a group of resources. It's just bundled up resources in curly braces. Manifest is a Puppet program. It is a collection of Puppet resources, and it uses a .pp extension. We can use any number of manifest files, and combination of manifest files and data forms a module. Modules are useful for organizing your Puppet code. Puppet Forge is a repository of community approved modules. Here we are comparing Puppet with Ansible, SaltStack, and Chef. These are other configuration management tools. Everything else is basically this similar, but the ease of setup and management is something that Puppet lacks in. It's not very easy to set up Puppet, SaltStack, and Chef because they're master agent architecture systems, and they require configuring masters and client servers differently. And while management is not very easy with Puppet because it uses its own DSL language and it's not easy to learn. So everything else is basically same. It's highly scalable, available, and interoperable. This is a comparison of the GitHub stats of various configuration management tools. So as you can see by the releases that Puppet and Chef are more mature and stable tools. These are the companies that use Puppet for configuration management. And let's now see a demo for Puppet, installing iTrust and deploying it. Thank you.
Hello. So let's see the demo for Puppet configuration management tool. So what we are targeting is we are trying to configure a server with all the necessary environment setup required for iTrust, and we'll try to run iTrust on that server using Puppet. So for that we need to create a Puppet master and Puppet agent. So in order to do that, we are using a bootstrap agent shell script. So let me just take you through the script. So this nodes.json has configuration related information for the three servers which we are going to use. One of them is Puppet Master and other two are agents. So for the Puppet Master, for installing the Puppet Master on the server, we are using the bootstrap master shell script, and for installing Puppet agent, we are using the bootstrap agent shell script. So what these scripts are doing is basically they are installing the Puppet packages on those machines, and then they are making the necessary configurations to the Puppet packages. So once all this is done, so I have already done that because it takes a lot of time. So to save on time, I have already done that and I have those machines ready. So let me just SSH into those machines so that we can proceed ahead with the configuration management. Next step will be that Puppet master server will try to communicate with Puppet agent using the certificate signing process. So for that, Puppet master will generate certificates. So to do that, I've executed this command, and you can see that Puppet master has generated certificate, which I'm listing over here. Now I'll send a request from Puppet agent for those certificates so that Puppet master can sign those certificates. So for that, I'll have to execute this command. So I need to execute this command from Puppet agent. And then to sign these certificates, I need to execute this command. On Puppet master. So it has signed all the certificates. Yeah. Now the next step is to execute our configuration management file, which installs the necessary packages required for the iTrust on the agents. So let me just take you through that code first. Yeah. So this is a site.pp in which we have listed all the configurations required for the iTrust. So as you can see, we are doing the Java installation first, then the Tomcat installation. So for all these packages, we are using the inbuilt modules which are given in Puppet. So this is installing the dependencies related to MySQL. You can notice one thing: in each of these actions, we can set the before actions. Like for example, if we want Java to be installed before we want iTrust what to be generated, so we can write require class Java, which will make sure that Java is installed before we are generating more out of iTrust. So like this we can arrange the sequence of the task, and we can install the packages in the particular sequence. So this is what we are doing over here in this site.pp. So let us just try to execute it. So once the certificates are signed, then Puppet automatically picks up the manifest file from this particular location, etc/puppet/manifest. So we have kept our manifest file over here. So this is site.pp is what we have, and we want to demonstrate you the command through which we can execute this site.pp. So to execute that, we need to run this command sudo puppet agent-t. Let's execute this command on our Puppet agent. Yeah, it has started executing, and you can see that currently it's installing Java. So now this will take time, so we'll have to wait for the installation to complete. So as you can see, this now Java is installed, and now it is installing Tomcat from this particular URL. So it is downloading the Tomcat packages. Yeah, so as you can see that the catalog has been successfully applied to the agent, and now iTrust is up and running. So let's check that. So as all we can see, the iTrust is up and running, and we have successfully deployed iTrust with the help of Puppet. Thanks.